In the citadel of Susa, where the Persian banners fly, King Ahasuerus feasted while the summer sun was high. For 180 days he displayed his royal gold in a garden paved with marble, with a spirit proud and bold. He called for Queen Vashti to display her beauty's light, to wear the royal crown before the princes in his sight. But the queen refused to come, and the king's heart turned to flame. So he stripped her of her glory, and he blotted out her name. A search went through the empire, through the valleys and the glens, to find a maiden fair to take the place that once was hers. From the smallest of the houses to the highest of the gates, the daughters of the kingdom walked toward their hidden fates. Now there lived a man named Mordecai, a Benjamite by birth, who raised his cousin Hadassah, a girl of quiet worth. He told her, "Keep your lineage a secret in your heart," as she entered in the palace to perform her royal part. She was lovely, she was gracious, she was Esther in their eyes, and she found favor with the keeper beneath the Persian skies. When the king beheld her face, he loved her more than all the rest, and he set the crown upon her as the one he favored best. Mordecai sat at the gate, and he overheard a plot. Two guards were whispering in shadows of a dark and deadly knot. They sought to kill the king, but the word was passed along by Esther to the throne, and the right replaced the wrong. Then Haman rose to power, a man of Agag's pride, with a seat above the princes and the ego of a tide. The king commanded all to bow whenever he passed by, but Mordecai stood tall beneath the wide and open sky. Haman's heart was filled with rage, he wouldn't strike just one. He vowed to kill the Jewish race before the year was done. He cast the pearl, the lot, to find the day and find the month, to execute his hatred with a cold and bitter blunt. He told the king, "There is a folk who do not keep your law. Let a decree be written for the ruin that I saw." The king gave him his signet ring, the silver and the light, to do as Haman pleased with the people in his sight. Mordecai tore his clothes, and he sat in ash and gray, wailing through the city in a desperate, broken way. The news reached Queen Esther, and her heart began to quake as she realized the destiny that she would have to take. Mordecai sent a message, "Do not think you will escape, just because you dwell in cedar and you wear the royal drape. If you keep your silence now, help will come from somewhere else, but you and all your father's house will wither in yourselves." Who knows, he said with gravity, "if you have come to reign for such a time as this, to heal the people of their pain." Esther answered, "Gather all the Jews and fast for me. I will go before the king, though it breaks the law's decree. I will fast for 3 days long, with my maidens by my side. And if I perish, I perish," was her brave and holy cry. On the third day she put on her robes of royal blue and gold. She stood within the inner court, a vision to behold. The king looked up and saw her, and he reached the scepter out, and the shadow of the valley turned to hope instead of doubt. "What is your request, Queen Esther? Even half the land is yours." She said, "Come to a banquet, let us open up the doors." Haman let the feast with the heart of wicked cheer, until he saw old Mordecai, who showed no sign of fear. Build a gallows, cried his wife, 75 feet in the air, and tomorrow ask the king to hang the man who's sitting there. That night the king was restless, he could not find his sleep. He called for the chronicles, the records they would keep. They read the story of the gods and the plot that had been foiled by the man named Mordecai, who for the king had toiled. The king told Haman, hurry now and honor the great Jew, the one who sits within the gate, and see that you are true. Haman led the horse in shame, crying out the hero's name, while his heart was burning up in a heap of bitter flame. At the second banquet feast, Esther finally spoke her mind. Spare my life and spare my folk from the trap that has been signed. The king cried, who is he who would dare to do this thing? The adversary Haman, she told the Persian king. They hanged him on the gallows that he built for someone else. As the pride of the oppressor finally rang the funeral bells, the king gave Mordecai the ring and power in the land to write a new decree by a steady righteous hand. The day of sorrow turned to joy, a festival of light. The feast of Purim started for the victory in the night. The story of the orphan girl who rose to save the throne remains a song of courage that the ages have all known.